And there's a big Hercules aeroplane, huge big bugger. And I went, oh, it's a Hercules. I've been in one of these before, you know. Round behind it, and there's this wee fucking red aeroplane. You could smell the glue drying on the wing. Right. They've obviously assembled it from a kit that morning. It was fucking awful, right? We're sitting in it, we're all sweating, waiting for the pilot. We're not frightened, it's really hot. We're all sort of hair's wet. For some reason, all the heat goes to your crotch in an aeroplane. You open windows, sitting in this puddle. It's true, you get all stuck. Right. We're trying to be nice to one another. And this guy arrives, this fucking thing. And he's got a t-shirt, you know. And khaki shorts, big shorts. And flip-flop sandals, those thong fucking things. Hi, I'm Reg, I'm the pilot. I said, fuck off, Reg. No, the man took umbrage. He says, why? I said, go and get men's clothes on, Reg. Now, ladies and gentlemen, times may change, but standards must remain. Your pilot should have long trousers, right? Fucking long trousers. Dark blue, maybe black, but long trousers, a white shirt with half sleeves, a packet of ciggies showing through one of the epaulettes, hairy arms, and a moustache. A piloty looking man, right? Preferably called Nigel Carruthers. See, when Nigel comes on, when you're in the aeroplane, sitting there, you've just got on, you've buckled up your safety belt. Hello, this is your captain speaking, Nigel Carruthers. I think, oh, fuck, I think I'll have a sleep. It's Nigel. It's got that terribly British idea. Nigel, king of the sky. Oh, there's an interesting cloud formation. Let's go over and have a look. Nigel's clean and nice. Nigel's never asleep at the wheel, smoking dope, scratching his bollocks. None of that. Nigel's bollocks have never been itchy in his entire life. He's never had the necessity to go like that. Nigel never scratches his buttocks. Nigel is upper class, and the upper class don't get itchy arses. Only the working class get itchy arses. Isn't it extraordinary? You never see the Queen going. Right. Never. Never, even if she was itchy, she wouldn't let you know. She'd go away, itchy ass. And it would fuck off, it would be terrified. It's just one of those things, I hate it. Now when I say itchy ass, I don't mean ass, I mean... the one that's so far up you could get it that way. Even when you've got the fingers, all you're doing is ramming your Levi's up your ass, trying to get it. So you won't do it. And it never happens at home. You never, ever happens at home. Your ass just ambles merrily forward at home, being sort of arsish. It never does it. But when you're in a busy street, a pedestrian precinct, everybody's like, you do anything but ram your hand and you go, oh. Masturbation's a good idea, I think. I've always been a big fan of masturbation. I was about 9, I think, 9 or 10-ish, around there, when I first did it. It was wonderful. There was a guy in my class at school. Now he was probably in your class too. A sort of international fuckwit. Big high forehead, hair on the palms of his hands. Those guys who were tattooed when they were 5. Pubic hair before everybody else. He sat beside me at school and he said, "Have you done it yet?" What? They call it wanking in Britain. Wanking. Having a wank. They call it jerking off here, don't they? It's very violent now. You're supposed to be kind to yourself. You don't go fucking... God, I'm jerked off! Jerk. It's not good for you, that kind of... He said, "Have you done it yet?" I said, "What?" "Wanking." I said, "What's that?" "Oh, you must." I said, "I haven't." He said, "It's brilliant. You get your willy in between your finger and your thumb." I was only 9, for fuck's sake. It's like this now, I mean, it's like... It's fucking vast. You can probably see it somewhere. He said, "And you jiggle it up and down like this." I said, "Why?" "Because it's brilliant." What's brilliant about that? It's brilliant when you finish. When you stop eventually, it's fucking brilliant. So I said, "Okay." Because a thing happens, he says, at the very end, it goes, "Whoa, fuck it off." Just you turn completely Japanese. Well, that'll do me. So when school was over, we went behind the bicycle place and we did it together, pounding away there. And he was right, it was absolutely brilliant, I must say. We both went, "Oh, oh yes!" And when it was all over, he said, "Now look, you must remember, you only get 100 of these." "For your whole life. You've had one. So you've only got 99 left." He said, "Keep a notebook and keep score. You must remember, because you do over 100, you fucking drop dead. With your willy in your hand. And your mother gets deeply embarrassed because she can't get the lid on the fucking coffin. And everybody knows what you've been doing. The neighbourhood also, look at the fucking, see the lid there." And they frightened the life out of me. And do you know, as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever been so frightened as the 101st time. It's the most frightened I've ever been. It was the following afternoon. I really don't understand all that. But my body has given me desperate trouble all my life. I even tried, like vomiting has given me terrible problems. Now, I vomit, it's awful. Now, but I've known men who can vomit casually. Have you ever seen those guys drink a lot of beer? You see them going along the street and they go, "Bleh!" And the cyclist, Sean Kelly, in the Tour de France, they said, "You looked in pain in the time trials." He said, "I was okay after I vomited." What? No, I can't do that. When I'm going to vomit, I think I'm going to die. Anytime I drank, I ended up in the bathroom kneeling on the floor, hanging on to the toilet. But it didn't just go, vomit! Like that, although your vomit doesn't go like vomit. It would be good if it did. And the farts went, fart. You know, instead of going, fart. Why should it be such an awful smell? That's another design fault. Now, if we're supposed to fart, we should have a chimney or something, shouldn't we? Yes, I'm the same myself. But we'll pretend, for God's sake, who did that? And you can see people walking out of cocktail parties. They know they're going to fart, so they're trying to walk with their arse closed. But they usually get caught, because instead of going and then blaming it on something, it goes. And even then, if it was just or anything like that, you'd be okay, but there's all sorts of varieties. The worst of all, the killer diller is... That's the silent killer. I was on a plane going to Australia once, and we stopped at Singapore, and a man got on and sat beside me. I will never forget this as long as I live. He sat, I was at the aisle, and it was at first class, there was only 2 seats. He sat there, and he knew me he'd seen me someplace before. Are you Billy Connolly? Yes, I am. How you doing? Yeah, fine. He said, I'm just in from Hong Kong. I said, oh really? He said, and I've just flown Cathay Pacific. Have you ever flown with them before? No, I haven't. I often intended to. They're fucking brilliant. Really, absolutely first class. I said, that's nice. The food was unbelievable. Really? Yes. What did you have? He said, on the flight, he told me, barbecued goose with soya sauce, ginger and spring onions. He said it was fucking brilliant. So I'm glad to hear it. Whereupon he went to sleep and he curled up in a ball like a squirrel. And we took off, whoosh, into the night, through the clouds. We hurtled up into the sky, whoosh, and we settled down. And we're trundling along, and this man farted. I will never forget it. As long as I live. Not only was it the worst fart, it was the longest. Maybe it was the position he was in. He squeezed his ass all up. But he was kind of leaning over and his ass was pointing up towards me. And it made the strangest noise. It was like cloth tearing. Did you ever see a movie with Errol Flynn where he was a pirate and he had a knife in his teeth and he dived from the mast of a big sailing ship? He dived with this, well, not quite. He wasn't one for diving like this. But he took a lunge at this other billowing sail and he stuck his knife in it to stop himself, and it sort of slid down the sail with a knife. Well, that noise is the exact noise his fart made. It was a kind of tortured noise. It was a kind of... And then he changed position. And it finished with a sort of flourish, with a sort of